So we now have a full look at what we can kind of expect in year 9 of Dead by Daylight during the 8th anniversary live stream. Now, if you didn't see that, I have the entire stream that I covered live. It's about a 2-hour event. So if you want to watch every nook and cranny, just go over to that. If not, I'm going to give you the quick and dirty of this video in just a moment. But before we do that, welcome back to the Ghost Speeders. And if you're new to the channel, I am Old Head Gaming. And of course, you want to stay up to date on all the latest horror ASIM news. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Now, of course, we know the roadmap was coming. But before we talk about that, we're going to talk about one thing first, and that is going to be cross progression. Now, of course, cross progression had been very much teasing on the teaser that Dork did on Monday. Now, they kind of went into detail of what we can expect and how to do it. The first thing you're going to need to do is make sure you sign up for a behavior account. If you don't already have one, make sure you do it. And if you sign up for their mailing list before tomorrow, you get 250,000 blood points sent to your email. Once you do that, you're going to have to link your account. In my case, I already had my Steam account already linked because that's where my Twitch drops go. But I then linked my PlayStation account to it as well. So when they do finally get an option to merge the accounts, that's what's going to happen. Now, they said there is some final details that they are wrapping up and that it will be available later this summer. Now, my assuming is it's either going to drop with the paragraph that drops in July, the 32.5 mid-chapter, or it'll drop in August with chapter 33, Castlevania. But it is coming, it is confirmed, and it is very close to being here soon. And now we can kind of talk about some other stuff that was included. First, I'm going to talk about something real quick, and that was the expansion of the universe. And then we'll talk about everything you could expect throughout the rest of the year. So the casting of Frank Stone was at the anniversary event last year, and we now know Supermassive's game is going to release at the end of 2024. Now, my guess is probably somewhere around Halloween would make the most sense. And if you're familiar with their style with games like Until Dawn and The Quarry, you know basically your decisions lead to other things. So your decision could get one of your group members killed or survive, lead to multiple endings. There's tons of replayability in Supermassive games, and they haven't announced what platforms the game is going to be available for, but I would assume it's going to be Steam, Series X, S, and PlayStation 5. They also did give us this example of a new game coming probably in either 2026 or even maybe even 2027 called Project T. That is the soft name they're running with right now from Midwinter Games. Now you can sign up to be part of that team, giving insight in what is good, what is bad, being a playtester for the game, being part of their alpha and later beta. And you can go do that by going to the website link on Behavior's website. Pretty cool. Now, we're going to talk about what's actually coming in year 9, and we already know that Dungeons and Dragons is going to be the anniversary chapter, and I'm going to run the trailer for you so that way you can see that.
Poor, misguided wanderers. First there were many, and now so few. How little you must value your lives to take a single insignificant breath in my sanctum. I'm afraid there will be no quick death for you. No escape from this suffering. I shall draw out your ending as I see fit. For in dark places such as this, one must keep themselves entertained.
And as you can see, what we've known for a very long time is that Vecna is going to be the killer. He is very interesting to play. If you didn't see any of my gameplay, it is on my stream last night. You can just hop over to that. And he has multiple spells that you can do. They also redid the Borgo as its map with traveling sarcophaguses, new dungeons, all sorts of cool stuff. And then, of course, we got a new survivor who is actually only one survivor. It's a bard. But the bard has multiple versions where you can switch back and forth between either being a female elf or a male human, depending on what chest cosmetic you have equipped to the bard. Pretty cool. And then in July, like I said, we're getting a new mid chapter, which is a solo licensed survivor. I have no idea who it is. I haven't seen any leaks on that yet. And then that's followed by the Castlevania chapter coming in August, which we already knew was coming as well. And I'd done a video on that on Sunday. And we got to see Dracula. I'll run the quick little 10-second teaser right here. Now, that looked to me like Dracula. Some people think it might be Alucard, so we could go either way. Alucard could be the survivor. We're not 100% sure at this point. Then we have a brand new original full chapter map survivor and killer in December, followed up by what the rumors are is a licensed killer in March paragraph. And if Gumpy is right again, it's gonna be Springtrap. FNAF fans will finally get what they want. Now, that was the leak I saw yesterday. It may or may not be correct. And then we close out the year with a original survivor paragraph. Now, we also see right below it, there's the 4 in-game events. And of course, the first one of the year is always the Twisted Masquerade. That is coming a week after the drop of Dungeons and Dragons on June 13th. And Trixie has a lot of stuff ready for the event, and here is the masks you can earn. And of course, everyone always asks what's the attainable free skins, and it's gonna be Bill as the survivor. That's right, a licensed character is getting a free skin, and Unknown looking very dapper. We've also seen what Pig's paid for cosmetic store skin looks like, and it looks like Amanda's gonna look very well going to the Twisted Masquerade, much like Ghosty did last year. Now, they also mentioned the fact that starting with the Twisted Masquerade, you now can choose whether you want to play the event or not. It used to be every match just automatically became an event match. That is being taken away. So you will have 2 separate queues, regular Dead by Daylight, event Dead by Daylight. So that's going to happen for everyone, much like if you wanted a queue for a game modifier. And of course, we're going to see the 4 big events come back this year. Twisted Masquerade in June, Haunted by Daylight in October, the Bone Chill event in December, and of course the Blood Moon, which we had just had a little bit long ago, in March. And that's going to be your 4 quarterly big events. But they also talked about the first additional game mode coming to Dead by Daylight this July to coincide with that paragraph licensed survivor, and that is going to be 2v8. Now, they did say that we will not be having the summer barbecue. They brought it back last year. They are not bringing it back this year. And the game mode isn't permanent. So here's what we know. The game mode is going to have multiple returns throughout the year, being tweaked and adding more characters. We start with initially 8 survivors and 5 killers, and it's a 2v8. There's no hooks. It's going to be very interesting to see how this thing whole plays out. And it's going to be a completely different game from Dead by Daylight. Now, it's not permanent, as I said. They said it's going to be brought back throughout the year. And if the iterations go well throughout the year, then they're going to talk about making it permanent next year, but it's not for now. So if you want to see additional game modes being added, make sure you play it when it's available. Get a friend, go kill some survivors. It should be a lot of fun. We're also going to have modifiers throughout the year. We have a brand new one starting this Thursday during the Blood Feast, and that is going to be chaotic, where you, as a survivor or a killer, log into a match and will get random perks. Other modifiers will come throughout the time. As always, they're just usually last a couple of days, and you just play them and have fun. There's another one coming in September, probably not long after the drop of Castlevania. Now, they did not talk about any cosmetic crossovers this year. So the last year we had multiple cosmetic crossovers. The year before we had Attack on Titan. They didn't bring up anything this year in the anniversary stream. Now, that doesn't mean there's not going to be some cosmetic crossovers throughout the year, but there was nothing that he talked about. And that kind of wrapped up the entire, like, the short and dirty version of it. If you want to watch the full version, like I said, it's on my channel. You can just go right to it. I want to hear your thoughts. Are you excited for what year 9 looks like? Do you think nothing could beat the peak of year 8? Are you excited for a new game mode? Are you excited for cross progression, for possibly Springtrap finally coming? You FNAF fans, you've been holding out. This might be your time coming in March. I want to hear all your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and later, mates.